right, and then we're going to Orange Quest, which is Wolves in the Field. And I swear, if I go an hour playing an MMO without killing wolves, I don't think I'm doing it right. I really don't. I don't think I'm doing it right. But I'm trying to, just so you guys are aware of the real riveting story of what's been going on here. Lobelia Saxville Baggins sent me to someone to get fireworks. That person sent me back to Lobelia to say I don't have fireworks. Then that Lobelia sent me back to the person saying I'll pay for the fireworks, and then the person got paid for the fireworks. Then she sent me to Cam Puttyfoot, or whatever his name is, and he said, listen, in order for me to get it, you're going to have to go get it. So it's a very riveting quest line. It is very 2007 questing for sure. As much as I love it, it's very fun, but it is very, very 2007. And I have to kill these wolves with my 8 new skills that I just got at level 10 that I don't know what they do at all. But it is really funny, and I don't know why in this quest I am like that lady got paid, and then apparently I'm out here. I'm the one that's out here doing the work. I don't get it at all. Do I recommend any plugins, Spirit Walker? You know what? I'm sorry, I'm like the worst person to answer that question. I feel like I should check out the plugins and come back to you later with an answer, but I actually haven't used any. I've just kind of applied to play the game vanilla. I think partially because I played it so long ago that I really wanted to just like experience it for how it was when I was like 14 years old. You know, I was really, really interested in it, you know? It does seem like fun. Yeah, LOTRO, I did play. I played this game, gosh, 14 years ago, like back in Shadows of Angmar, and I loved it. It was so much fun. I had a great guild. We were called the Sons of Gondor. I don't even remember what server we were on, but we did the Rift raid all the time, and the Rift of Nurs Gazul or whatever, and it was so much fun to play that raid. And I'm such a raider, and I think I got my love for it from there. And in fact, it was really interesting because I was like a 15-year-old kid, 14-year-old kid, and there were all these like dads that were playing this game. It was so funny. There were all these dads playing this game, and they were taking all these orders from this 15-year-old, and I thought I knew what I was doing. And now that I think about it, like now that I'm almost 30, and I was like, if I heard like a 13-year-old trying to tell me how to do a raid, I'd maybe be like, does this kid know what he's talking about? I just started playing the game. My character's 24. Nice, Spirit. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a fun, it's a fun game. I've said this in a lot of like my little reviews that I've been doing, but I think this is a perfect game for someone who is a fan of Tolkien and who likes a slower paced game. Like they don't need a super fast paced, super high octane game. I think that it's really nice to be able to just it's a great game for people that just want to kind of sit back, relax, and play a relaxing game at the end of the day. I think it's great, like I'm a glass of wine, like beer guy at the end of the day. Just play the game, quest through the Shire. It's really fun. I think that's really a big deal. Hello there. You could hear all the yelping and howling a mile off. Good job. Take this pack of saltpetre, and I made up back in Hyacinth, and tell her there's plenty more where that came from. You got it, boss. You trying to flirt? She's trying to flirt. So what's your max level character, Spirit Walker? Great question. So I will say this. My max level character that I have just like purely leveled is this one. I've just kind of played a little bit on this character, but I do have 2 that I've boosted to try to get a little bit of the end game. I've made some YouTube videos about it, so I've tried to play for a couple hours on like the higher level. I made a YouTube video reviewing the level boost during the 15th anniversary, so I leveled up to 120, and I took my old character from like the old name of my old elf hunter, because of course when you're 13 years old you make the most typical class, and elf with a bow, it's like totally original, but I have that character, and then I have a captain that I leveled up to 105 because I remember when I played this game before I really enjoyed the captain. I thought that was a great class in LOTRO, and so yeah, I've got a 120 and like a 105, but realistically like the character I've probably invested the most time in, it's this one, yeah. I smell I could do without, but at the cost of saltpetre I'm afraid of, well, this'll do. Hyacinth appreciated the saltpeter you brought back with you, though she chided you for letting Cam Puttyfoot talk you into hunting wolves from. What the heck was I supposed to do? Now she has asked you to speak with Hart Holman about the charcoal she needs. Okay. So I am like making fireworks for Lobelia, and she is going to be totally into it. Hart Holman says, charcoal is it? Yes, we do have some for sale. I'll be happy to prepare a parcel for young Hyacinth, but there's one thing you can do for me first. I'm going to do another fetch quest. This is not my problem. There's a lot of bears in the Northwoods. Oh, I killed wolves first, now I'm killing bears. See, guys? This is an MMORPG, after all. I have to kill wolves, pick flowers, and kill bears. That is, and if I kill a boar at some point, I've completed the trifecta. Okay, but I'll have a big wood pile I've spent some time gathering, and a really big black bear has decided it's the perfect place for him and his kind to live. Well, maybe it is a good place for them to live, I don't know. The black bear is very dangerous, and I cannot get near my wood pile anymore. If you can help me out by getting rid of it so that I can get at my wood, I'll be happy to take up a parcel of charcoal for you and your friend Hyacinth. My wood pile is almost due north of here, past the wall and a small logging camp. You'll probably find that big black bear right on top of it. I'm so excited to kill a chunky bear. Let's go kill the chunky bear, even though he's just living and minding his own business. Let's go, big black bear. You and me, my man. I've got all your raid mechanics down already, so. All right, let's go. Let's get him. Let's get him. Big hits, big hits. And I got a good block in there. I feel like the move is just to do the gambit with the heel, and then just stay topped off. Maybe that's not very engaging though. Where's my homie I'm supposed to talk to? I'm not supposed to talk to Everard. Ooh, although he gives me a dope javelin. Search the deer carcass. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get a good javelin. I am a sucker for loot. We can watch part of the rings on here with Prime. I think that if I take Amazon's show and show it on Amazon's platform, I am going to get totally deplatformed. I think Bezos would be like, "You're done. You're never streaming again if you make fun of my show live on the air." I think I just have to approach Rings of Power with the idea that, it's not going to be Lord of the Rings. Maybe you almost have to approach it like it's going to be like a fan fiction, which is awful to say, but maybe you just have to go, it's just going to be a fan fiction, and it's going to be a fun, really well-produced fan fiction, but it's going to be okay. You're going to enjoy it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the best way to look at it. Trying to be as positive as possible, right? I did just kill a big black bear. You killed him. I don't generally hold with hunting our local bears just to be rid of them, but that big bear was dangerous, I tell you. Let me tell you. So you have a principle, but then you just give it up right as soon as it's hard. I got you. Here, take this parcel of charcoal back to young Hyacinth with my courtesy and respect. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that name wrong. Hyacinth. Yeah, I think it's Hyacinth. Have you guys heard about the crazy, the absolutely nuts right now? There's a lot of controversy because a lot of the content creators that are on like YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, those things, they got sent out to an all-expense paid. They got sent out to an all-expense paid trip to London, to Oxford. They got to visit like Tolkien's family and like his study and all this stuff. And then apparently they're like under some crazy NDA. So they can't like say, they saw like 20 minutes of the show, I guess. But it's like a big deal. People are like freaking out about it. If you look into like if you start to look into the YouTube comments, it gets a little crazy. It gets a little wild. So I don't know if you guys are into that kind of thing. Let me know what you think about that, because I think it's interesting. Silver Rule says that would be awesome, but it's so hard to do a show 100% faithful to a book. That is very true, Silver. I think you're right. I think you gotta balance what we say, which is, being 100% faithful to something like the Silmarillion, which isn't even really a novel in the first place. It's more of like a kind of a chapter history book. Maybe it's gonna be it's difficult, and so I think we got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it'll be really good. This will do nicely. I hope Old Heart didn't give you a difficult time. Well, I did have to kill a ton of bears. Well, now this should be about our next bit of business. Do I have to do more? Holy cow! These fireworks are taking a lot of materials. You're too willing, Bright Life TV. First, wolves, now a bear. You should be more firm. Now, if I kill a boar in the next one, I'm playing an MMO, I swear. You should be more firm with these folk and make them take care of their own problems for once. You got it. All right, now, last but not least, I'll need some brimstone and iron filings. Filings? I can't read. So you can't find brimstone around here, so I always go to the dwarves for that stuff. They can also provide filings cheaper than any of the local smiths, so we'll take two problems at once this time. Please head over to Needlehole and talk to the dwarf merchant Onar. I've dealt with him in the past, and I imagine he'll be able to give us what we need. You got it, boss lady. I'll do it. I'm in so deep right now, I'm going to go to Needlehole. Why not? I'm going to go to Needlehole. What if Peter Jackson led the TV series? That would be interesting. That would be really interesting. I wonder if I'm Peter Jackson, do I take the TV series? Like if they offered it to me, if they said, hey, we're going to pay you, Amazon money to do a series on the Lord of the Rings, I wonder if I would take it. I wonder if there's a win in that for Jackson, right? Like, because he already created one of the most beloved, trilogies of all time. Is there a win for him to take an extra TV show, or would it be like something where it's like, maybe it's something where like they would go, man, you ruined the Lord of the Rings because, you know, you didn't do as good of a job as you did in the movie. I don't know. Maybe not. I also think the Lord of the Rings did have, just to keep on going on that thought about like Peter Jackson leading it, I think Lord of the Rings had a cast that was just perfect. Like their casting director was just so good. Like, you know, the Elijah Wood for Frodo and Viggo Mortensen for Aragorn, and, you know, with Gandalf Ian McKellen, right? There was just, I can't think of a better person to play it, right? Can you, like, it would be, I've heard of some of the people that they were trying to get for Aragorn. Like, I think at one point, like, Tom Cruise was in the running for Aragorn, and you just laugh about it now thinking, like, who could have done better than Viggo? You know, I mean, he was just so good. So I wonder if, like, they could have casted it quite as well as before. I don't know. It's an interesting, and it's an interesting thing. But anyway, it was really interesting. So with the Rings of Power thing, so apparently they took all these massive content creators out to London, all expense paid, and they let them see 20 minutes of the show. But the big controversy is that they've now come back, which is really weird. They've now kind of come back, and the show, the people are kind of like, they're all using the same exact language that they didn't use before they went to London. So it's kind of like this big conspiracy, you know, where, you know, they're using this language that they didn't use before London. Like they're all saying the words like showrunners now instead of directors, and they're saying things like I have confidence in who's like, I have confidence that the show is in the right hands and stuff like that. And it's really, really funny. I don't know. It's just a really funny thing. It's kind of like, you kind of go, well, did they give them a script? Are they only allowed to say those words? Like, did they just get told by so many people? But so many people are angry about it. And one of them, the guy's name is Nerd of the Rings. And he, if you haven't, again, I'm just giving you all the channels to follow. Nerd of the Rings is one of the best, like, people on YouTube. It's, oh my gosh, he's so good. He does like all these Lord of the Rings lore deep dives. You'll become a nerd in like 10 minutes. It's so good. But he went out there, and he is just like, you know, he's just like a fan of Lord of the Rings, and he and his kid, like, he's like a 32-year-old dad who started making Lord of the Rings videos, and he and his kid like make Lego YouTube videos on a second channel. Like, this is the kind of dude this guy is. He's got like a man cave, and he just loves Lord of the Rings. And then of course, you know, Amazon flies him out to London, and I felt bad for the the backlash this guy got for saying like, hey, I'm excited to see how the show goes. In fact, like, you know, Tule's Silver Spirit, like, you guys have all said the same things he does, which is like, you know, I'm just going to reserve judgment. I think it's going to be all right. People are losing their minds at him, and I'm kind of like, you know, I just got to be honest. I'm a dad of 3. You know, I have a great family, great wife, and all that stuff, and I love Lord of the Rings. If Amazon were to like talk to me and go, hey, dude, you want to come out to London, all expense paid? We'll treat you like a VIP for a week. We'll take you out to freaking where Tolkien taught his desk. We'll take you on the hike that he went to go see the Shire, and then we're going to show you the show for free. I'd be like, heck yeah. Like, can I take my wife? It'll be the best trip we've ever gone on. Like, I don't know. The backlash is a little weird, but if you get into it, people want to see like they want these influencers to be really unapologetic and stuff like that about what they like. I don't know, it's just a little bit interesting. Here's Brimstone and Sparks. Again, we're making fireworks, and we've been spending about an hour making fireworks at this point, so let's do it. Ho! Little Hyacinth wants some more markings for her pretty lights. Wants to be a wizard, does she? Ha! Well, it just so happens I have some brimstone and filings to sell at a very reasonable price, I might add. Tell your friends, very easy terms. What? Don't just stand like a ninny with your mouth open like that. Were you thinking I'd send you on a quest or something for such simple things? The game got meta. Here, take these parcels and a good day to you. I actually really like that. That's funny. It's like, did you think I was going to send you on some quest? It's like after I just went on a quest for 2 other people. That's great. I like when games get meta. That's really, really good. Okay. Well. That wasn't that hard, was it? Well, it's a lot of things. And you stood your ground with him. I didn't do anything. I'll get started on those fireworks right away. Tell the old crow I should have all she needs in just 3 months. Wait, did she say that she's not going to have it for 3 months? The fireworks will be done in 3 months? Golly. I'm an Amazon Prime subscriber. If I don't get it in 2 days, I am done, dude. I am done. Tule's, the algorithm's in your favor so far with YouTube. You'll hit it in no time. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. That's really sweet, man. I hope it goes really well. I mean, I know that I got to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and like 4,000 watch hours, but dude, honestly, it's kind of like, as long as I'm having fun with it, I'll do it, and it's really, really good time. 3 months? That's what I said. 3 months? That won't do. Won't do at all. My birthday is in 2 months. Do you understand too? LOTRO, listen. If I ever saw someone say that they had to take 3 months to send me fireworks, I'd be in the same position. I'm right with you, LOTRO. I never thought I'd agree with LOTRO Sackville Baggins being a Lord of the Rings fan, but here I am.
Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like. It's totally free to do. Subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, I'm live on Twitch over at twitch.tv/BrightLifeCommunity. We're a community of positive and uplifting gamers. Come find a friend to raid with, grab loot with, and just enjoy life together with. Hope you have an awesome day. Be blessed, and you are so loved and so valuable.